Do you believe in God, or do you completely like? Do you still feel like there's something out there that created
that's
something?
why I lost my religion. I didn't feel it.
Really?
It wasn't in me. The fire didn't burn in me. I'm not saying it's not. I think that there's three, right? There's belief, whatever you would call that, agnostic, and atheist.
Yeah.
I think there should be a fourth of like, I really don't even care. It's just not something I think about. Agnostic is like, I don't know if there is a God or not, but you're still thinking about it and struggling with it. Atheist is like, there's definitely no God. And you are like, there definitely is a God.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's this fourth group. They're like, what are you guys talking about? Like, okay. It's like Emmitt Smith's the best running back of all time. No, it's Barry Sanders the best running back of all time. And then it's like, oh, I don't watch football. There's that too.
Yeah.
But so you studied at a yeshiva in Jerusalem.
Nice,
right?
close, yeah.
How do you say it?
Yeshiva.
Yeshiva, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. You didn't know, it's pretty close.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you were, really learning
Yeah,
about
little starter curls.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they take a while to grow out. I had little starter ones. I can get it around the ear and just tucked under.
You tuck it? Like you
Yeah.
put hairspray on it and tuck
Yeah,
it?
no, then you could like bring it out to like think about stuff and like twiddle it. Then you bring it back. Sometimes you wrap it around a few times.
Oh.
Otherwise, it's all over. It's always hitting you in the jaw.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. What?
But so through that experience, what was it for you that brought you to this realization that you're like, I don't have this internal connection with God?
Yeah. Okay, so like how it was a question of I'd never thought about it. So like COVID is a good example. Some people never thought what they really wanted out of life. They're too busy with work and stuff. And then when they had these 6-8 months off, this is another positive of COVID. It let people think, hey, actually, what do I want to do with my life? I had a friend who was like, I want to live by a dock. And I'm not getting that in Los Angeles, And so he lives in Oklahoma near a lake now. And he has a dock. He can go rowing. But you need moments. Or like, hey, I haven't gone on an audition in 5 years. Why do I still live in this city? I want to be near my parents. I want to be further away from my parents. You got a moment to think. And once you looked internally, you realize what you're into. Sometimes you're like, when you break up with a man or a woman, it was already bad right before you broke up. You just hadn't fully thought like, I don't want this. I'm out of love. But you were already out of love before you realized, I just hadn't looked inward. And when I finally looked inward, I was like, oh, I don't have belief in me. And I don't think, from what I know about religion, you can teach belief. It's just in you or it's not. You're just given the idea of it. If you could teach belief, then everyone would believe. God would come down and be like, I am God. Heed my word. And then we'd all do it. So there's no reason to have a leap of faith. You need to have a reason to leap. It's not in there. It's just not in there.
What if God was real? Would you worship?
Would I worship him?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd either worship him or I'd try to defeat him. I'd see if there's a workaround.
That is an honest statement, because a lot of people won't admit that, but that is the true definition between two different mans. One who worships God and one who tries to defeat God. That's the only two men on earth. So the fact that you even said that is a pretty real statement.
The government's real, but if they press you down too much, you could be like, we got to overthrow this government, get free. Repressive governments fall because you're like you're too strong on the people. I'm like, let's have some freedom.
So if
the worship was like, I don't know, a tithe and that's it, well, that's cool. 2%, that's cool.
It's 10%.
5.
It's 10.
10?
Mm-hmm. It's 10%.
What is it? Fucking.
By the way, that's a hilarious Jewish perspective.
Yeah, I thought 10 is
out of all the things, the first thing you bring up is the tithe. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I'll give you a little for some protection, but
it's the mob, bro.
Yeah,
it's
if I gotta go 5 times a day to mosque, that's too much, dude. Once a day, once a week, I'm in.
But I think that's the difference between the organized religion and then just having a relationship with God.
Yeah. On your own, where it's like, I want to talk for a second on my lunch break. I'm going through some stuff. Yeah. I want to there's some prayer does stuff for you, but the same way speaking out loud.
When's the last time you prayed?
On the way here.
Really? Nice.
No, I'm joking.
Well, I was about to say, dude.
Yeah, it was years. My buddy, he's Buddhist. He tried to get me to pray. I was like, dude, I did it. I'm done with it. I have no thought that I'm talking to anybody.
Yeah.
So once you don't think you're talking to anybody, there's no reason to do it.
I think just kind of like how all of the perspectives that you have, like I was just pressed down so much
Yeah.
that I didn't want anything to do with it. And also it's like it made you run and you're like, I'm gonna have fun with this drugs. Like I never had it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think the one thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like from researching your life, it looked like they were just giving you laws after laws and laws after laws after laws. And I
Don't
just
do.
and I think that you missed out on the most beautiful part of God is like the relationship with him. And like the aspect that I have with my God is just a father. And so like my father, I don't fear him because he's going to beat me or he has these laws. I love him because he's such a good father and I don't want to disappoint him. So like as much as I like push, like, I don't want you to do drugs, I would love a relationship with you, not because we don't see differently or we sharpen each other, just because like I know who you are by speaking to you. You're a nice guy, and
But
like
that's from the religion too. You brought it up in a religion that says hold the door for a lady, for an old lady.
Yeah.
You just hold it, and now you're like I'm out, but I'm like I'm not gonna not hold the door up for an old lady.
I think
it's part of you.
I truly think in my heart, speaking to you, I think that I pray that you do one day circle back, but in the authentic way that like how me and you just spoke.
Yeah.
And you get to meet something that's so much greater than anything you could ever expect. Like he's not asking you to take a knee because he wants you to worship him. He's not. And
That's for us.
Yeah, I think that if you really just, which is hilarious, Jesus' aspect of things, I think that if you would have understood his perspective of things, I don't think you would have walked away because you would have really understood his perspective.
The deal is, it's actually great to have a belief. I'm not like, you guys suck, you're wasting your lives. You know, there's annoying ones that like come at you too hard.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
But I know some real like good Christians. My friend Steve Simone, he never mentions Jesus. He just volunteers at children's hospitals, does fundraisers for them to get pizza parties and stuff. And he's just like teaches the word of God through actions instead of
and that's how it should be.
And so you're like, damn, what is he? What is he? And then you realize like, oh, it's everything Jesus taught. He's just doing it, and it comes across.
And that's probably the first Christian you probably actually met.
For like that, yeah.
My favorite line that I adopted, it was preach the gospel every day to everyone at every moment, and if it's needed, use words.
Oh wow, yeah, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's such a powerful statement.
Yeah, I love the idea of God. It's just like, it's not in me, but like, that's sick. It's awesome.
Well, I hope you know, moving forward, me and her are going to be praying for you every day.
Great.
And by the way, so is this audience. Audience will be like, I've never heard language like that before.
Yeah.
He's a demon.
Oh, all pray for me. Yeah, all pray for me. Watch my special and then pray while you're watching it.
Yeah.
But also know that my special is just about bringing joy and positivity to the world. I am teaching the words of Jesus through school shooting jokes.
Listen, bro.
There's a Holocaust joke at the end that it should help you in your life focus on the teachings of Christ. Yeah. I'm not joking. I hope it teaches you like the world is good. Everything is beautiful.
Dude, I love that. And by the way, I watched your special. I'm telling you, dude, I grew up in a house where the one thing my parents taught me following Christ is like, you better cut out the judging aspect of life. And I think
for him to do. It ain't for you.
Yeah. But because here's the thing, man, like if he's not going to judge me, I'm not going to judge you. So like we all have our own perspective. The separation between him and I and you and I are the same. He looks at me the same way that he looks at you. Like, so he never looks at me being like, this guy's holy. He's walking around. He knows who I am. He's praying. He's donating. He's giving his time. He doesn't see it that way. I'm still a sinner. You're still a sinner. Yeah. So like moving forward, like I just truly the same way I'm going to text you now or hit you up and we'll do shows together. We'll chill. Like I generally do want you to go find Christ, not because I'm trying to get one up on you, is because I want you to be as happy as possible. And that is literally my happiness. For example, like is if it was money and money set me free and I had a lot of money, I would give you the money because I'd be like, yo, go buy something, go have fun. My life is so much more enjoyable because I have Christ. And
well, you know, the cool thing about religion is that it's like a candle. It's not like a money. In that if you give money to someone, now you have less money. If you have an unlit candle and I have a lit candle and I light your candle, my candle's still lit, still fine.
God willing, I light your candle,
Beautiful.
brother.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, brother.